Hey everybody, what's going on? My name is Ebony P. Jones and I have cerebral palsy. I am coming on to give you 10 quick misconceptions about having cerebral palsy. One, everybody that has cerebral palsy is in a wheelchair. So not true. Because some people don't need a wheelchair. So that's one misconception. The second one is that it's contagious. Cerebral palsy is not contagious. It is something that happens through birth. It is a birth defect. It is not contagious. It is not a disease. It's something that just happens during birth. The the third misconception is it is hard for people with cerebral palsy to make friends. I know for a fact that that is untrue, honey, because she loves to be around people. I'm a people person, so that myself I can definitely agree and say that it is a myth. 4 is that we are helpless, that we need help. 5, everyone with cerebral palsy is mentally challenged. That is not true. And everyone that has mental delays does not have cerebral palsy. So stop it with all of the misconceptions, people. Educate yourself. The 6th one is that it can be cured. Cerebral palsy cannot be cured. Okay, there is no cure for cerebral palsy. Number 7, we cannot live independently, that we need 24-hour assistance. That is not true. It depends on your case, and even with your case, you are able to live independently. It's all about how you think, how you feel, and how you move. Number 8, cerebral palsy, also known as CP, is the same for everyone. That is not true, because there are many different types of cerebral palsy and it can affect you in many different ways. I have spastic cerebral palsy, which affects the lower level of my body, my bones and things like that. Number 9, we do not like to live a life. That is the biggest misconception to me, before any of the ones that I named prior to that. People with cerebral palsy, people with disabilities in general, we like to live life. We like to have fun just like everybody else. So don't think just because we have cerebral palsy means that we don't like to live life. We like to go out to the movies. We like to go eat. We like to dance. We like to sing. We like to go to concerts and all that just like everybody else. And the last misconception for cerebral palsy is that people with cerebral palsy's future is limited. And I came to tell you all today that that is a big, huge lie, because I am a living, breathing testimony of that. I am not supposed to be here, but hence to say I'm still here 35 years later. So with that being said, I hope that these 10 misconceptions that I gave you gives you a better understanding about things. And I am going to turn this wonderful video over to my sister Cher so that she can educate you all on some misconceptions of epilepsy.
Thank you, my sister Ebony, for educating us on the 10 misconceptions of cerebral palsy. Now, I'm getting ready to educate you guys on the 10 biggest misconceptions of epilepsy. Starting with number 1, okay? The biggest misconception I know people always say is you can swallow your tongue while having a seizure. That is not physically possible, guys. So please stop telling people that. All right? Second big misconception is that you should force something in someone's mouth while they're having a seizure. That's another big misconception, okay? Because number 1, if you try to force something in someone's mouth while they're having a seizure, you could injure yourself, you could injure them, you could injure their teeth, you could injure their mouth. Just don't do it, okay? So, try to refrain from putting anything in someone's mouth while they're having a seizure, okay? Number 3, you should restrain someone while they're having a seizure. Please don't do it. Please don't do it. Because here's the thing. You can hurt yourself once again, and you can hurt that person. Because the person's already maybe possibly going to be sore from the seizure activity in their body. So with you putting force on them, restraining them, it's going to make them even sore the next day. Now, the best thing you can do is remove all objects away from them. If you can't, just watch them, okay? But please, whatever you do, don't try to reframe someone. Let their body handle that process, okay? All right. Number 5. Big misconception. Only kids have epilepsy. Not true. You can develop epilepsy at any stage of your life, okay? I always tell the story. I developed epilepsy in my early 20s as a young adult. So, therefore, it's a big misconception. And there are even elderly who develop seizures either due to their condition that they have or due to some kind of stroke that they've had. So that's big misconception. Okay. Number 6. People with epilepsy are disabled and they cannot work. That is not true. We can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. It's just that, there are certain jobs that they may or may not be able to do. We're all different, okay? So, yes, we can work. Some do have more seizures per day or per week than I do. I only have seizures once in a while, but I do have seizures. So, I am aware of my seizure activity. So, that is just a big misconception. We can work. All right. Number 7. You can't tell what a person might do during a seizure. It's not true. People that have seizures usually follow the same plan. I'm not saying that we all have different seizures. There are focal seizures. Those are people that sometimes they just stare and you're thinking that, they're just daydreaming. They call it daydreaming, but they're actually staring and they're focused on something. That could be a seizure. Someone could have where they're jerking, their body's jerking. That could be a seizure. But more than often, no one's gonna have a seizure where they get up and smack you or they get up and do something that you don't know what they're gonna do. Pretty much seizures follow a protocol. So don't be alarmed and don't be scared of someone having a seizure, okay? Number 8. People with epilepsy are physically limited in what they can do. Not true. Now, there are some people that have seizures that can do more than others. It depends on what type of seizures you have. There's some people that can't drive. There's some people that can drive. Like I myself can drive, but I do have to get medical clearance every so often. It's usually every 6 months or every year they'll send me a letter. Hey, have you had a seizure? And my seizures are reported to the DMV, which is the Department of Motor Vehicles. And therefore, I can drive. But there are some people that cannot drive due to the types of seizures they have. So there are different types of seizures. So, number 9, all seizures are the same. No, they're not. Just like I just spoke about. There are different types of seizures. So educate yourself on, say you have a friend that has a seizure, educate yourself and know what type of seizures they have, and then it will help you to help them. We're very open about what types of seizures we have. We're not secretive because we want you to be informed. We don't want you to be afraid. We want you to be informed. I know that seizures are very scary to watch someone that has a seizure, but if you educate yourselves and we're as open as we can be with you, it'll go smoother. And number 10. Seizures are, and Ebony had this on her list too, which I don't know what this is about. Seizures are contagious. No, they're not. Either you're born to have the propensity to have seizures or you're not. If you're my friend and I have seizures, that's not going to greaten your chance of having a seizure. So just calm down, people. Calm down. We can still be friends. We can still hang out and do things. And you're not going to start having seizures. Okay? Now, seizures it has been proven that some seizures and some families have greater chance of having seizures if it's hereditary. But as far as hanging out with someone, no. Okay? It's okay. All right. And last but not least, just educate yourself. Just like Miss Ebony said, my sister Ebony, educate yourself. She taught me, and I'm trying to teach you on my epilepsy. That's all we wanted to do, to come together as two sisters with two types of disabilities, but yet doing all things. All right? Thank you for watching and have a great day.